Hi everyone, welcome to another video where I summarise a topic from component 3 of the OCR A-level psychology syllabus. This video is about the cognitive development topic from the child psychology part of the spec. I'm going to run through the key findings of the piece of research, that's Wood et al, some issues and debates and some application ideas you could use in an answer in hopefully about 2 minutes. So let's start the timer and see how we get on. Key study in this area is Wood et al, which was a controlled observation of 30 kids who were building a 21-block pyramid, showing first of all how to do it by a tutor and then observed on their behaviour. They also recorded the sort of interventions that the tutor made during this play period. What they found were two things really. First of all, younger children found it difficult to complete tasks while staying focused. They only completed 1.3 operations per intervention when they were 3, whereas they completed 2.5 when they were 5-year-olds. This tells us that older children are capable of more unassisted learning, almost twice as much if you look at the numbers. It also tells us that the role of the tutor changes as children grow. 3-year-olds were doing about 2/3 unassisted, whereas 5-year-olds doing about 88% unassisted. This tells us that being able to understand the task has to come before we're able to do things by ourselves, and therefore tutors should be scaffolding tasks in a structured way. Some issues and debates in this area. We've got a few here. We've got nature, nurture, the extent to which development is universal versus based on experience. It's all about teaching this topic really, so nurture is a big factor. We can also talk about psychoscience because this is lab-based research for a qualitative subjective thing. And there's also control issues. We can talk about the individual versus situational debate. There's some practical uses here, and also a bigger issue about free will and determinism. This idea that children learn best in a certain way is quite determinist, and some of the wider research by Vygotsky and Brunner found that children learn best when they have choice and agency over how they do things. So we can bring that issue and debate in. Some methodological issues in the study and in the research: reliability, validity, ethics, because we're studying kids, ethnocentrism, and sampling bias. Application ideas for this topic are all about learning and cognitive development. So we could talk about revision strategies, for example, the encoding specificity principle, visual and verbal mnemonics that use semantic information to more deeply learn information, and our old friend context-dependent learning from Grant's study in component 2. We also can have some wider applications about teaching strategies here. We should teach children of different age ranges in a more appropriate way. So for example, more independent work as they get older. You might have found that with your A-levels over the last couple of years. And when people are more able to better process the tasks they are given, we can change our teaching style to reflect that, make more flipped learning so that children have a bit more ownership over their own learning. Sorry for saying children there, you're young adults, aren't you really? Right, that's the study. That was 2 minutes 21. This is a surprisingly complex topic, as I'm sure you're finding with a lot of things in crime and child psychology, along with the other sort of C3 bit. The key bit of information I would take away is make sure that you've got 2 conclusions nailed down for a part A question, along with some evidence specific from the study to back that up. Issues and debates, you need to be talking in point evidence explain, 3 or 4 of those with some discussion through them as well, so including the word however, therefore, because a lot in a part B answer. That's where you get your top marks. And then the application questions, make sure you can say why they work. Use some psychology in there. So the revision strategies talk about context-dependent learning and semantic processing. The teaching strategies talk about scaffolding and the wider educational theory that you could learn from the background as well. If you've got any more questions about this topic or the any other topic in child or criminal, then by all means ask them in the comments. Please check out my other videos for component 3. I'm working my way through these topic areas as quickly as I can, but if you have any questions in the meantime, please get involved. Thanks for watching, I really appreciate it, and I'll see you again. Cheers.